Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Heroes of the Storm. Today we're going to be playing as Falstad, who is a ranged assassin. So he's obviously a damage dealer and he hits from far away. So it gives him the ability to get, keep distance from enemy heroes when necessary. We're going to go over their abilities as with the new method I'm trying out. We're going to go over our abilities before we actually get in game so that we don't kind of skip over things or get distracted in the middle of the team fight. So our Q ability is Hammerang. What this is going to do is going to throw out it's a straight line shot. It throws out a hammer that goes away from you. It comes back to you. It deals 132 damage and slows enemies by 25% for 2 seconds. So it's a good thing. Obviously, if you're trying to clear minion waves, you're trying to hit people from far away, or just hit a lot of people, that's a good thing to use. And it's going to slow them down by 25% for 2 seconds. Lightning Rod, what this is going to do is it's a single target application in a certain circle. Once you target them, you're going to do 107 damage to an enemy, and then an additional 75 damage per second for 4 seconds. So a ton of damage overall. But one thing to keep in mind, this will only work as long as that person stays within a certain range of you after you've targeted them. And this will, as soon as you target them, you'll see this happen in the game. And when you target them, you're going to have the circle show up around you. And as long as you keep them in that circle, you're going to do all this ton of damage. So again, not in the best interest of that person to stay in your range. Barrel roll, this is basically a mechanism for you to go in and out of situations. It's basically, it does what it is. You barrel roll, you roll towards a location, whether it's towards an enemy or away from an enemy. And you actually get a shield when you do that for 171 point shield for 2 seconds. So it gives you some shield when you barrel roll. Tailwind, that's our trait. When we don't take damage for 6 seconds, we actually increase our movement speed by 20%. Not a big deal, but what happens is that Falstad doesn't have a mount like every other person in the game, or most other people in the game. What you do is, when you click the Z, you have the ability to basically move across large distances of the map in basically 3 or 4 seconds. And I'll show you in the game because I can't really see it here. Actually, can I see it here? Yeah, see, instead of mounting, you can fly a great distance over terrain. The cooldown on this is 45 seconds. So obviously it's a great cooldown. You have to be careful when you use it. You can use it to re-engage if you kind of just died and you're trying to re-engage with a team fight or objective. So you can traverse across a lot of terrain. Our two abilities, our heroic abilities, are Hinterland Blast and Mighty Gust. I would say the most common one is Hinterland Blast that people use. It basically, after a short delay, like it's I think about a second or two, you're going to do a straight line shot that basically deals 411 damage. This is a ton of damage in a straight line across every enemy in that line. So you kind of want to time it so when the enemy heroes are all clumped up, or maybe on their way out, they're fleeing, etc. Mighty Gust is probably the less used one, but it does have a much shorter cooldown. You can see this is a 90-second cooldown. This is a 40-second cooldown, so you could probably use this twice in a team engagement. What it's going to do is it's going to basically throw out a huge gust of wind. It's going to push everybody in that area away from you, really, really far, to be honest. And they're going to slow the speed of their movement speed by 60%, decaying over 5 seconds. So it's a great disengage tool. It's also a great engage tool if you're coming in from the opposite side and you push everybody into your own team, if you happen to be in that position. So anyway, let's dive right in and see how Falstad works in game. Alright, looks like today's map is Battlefield of Eternity. So we're just gonna... So it's a 2-lane map, so it's just going to make it a little easier to kind of not have to worry about XP soaking. We're going to go up top, and hopefully, we'll get somebody else to join us. We are going to go with a couple of choices, really. I would say Seasoned Marksman and Gathering Storm are really the two choices that most people take. Permanently increases hammer time by 1 every time it damages an enemy hero. Let's go with Seasoned Marksman. That's basically increase our attack damage every time we kill minions. So here's our Z. We can just target it. You'll see we just launch and zoom across. And as you can see, we just land wherever we land. You just want to be careful with how you use it, because obviously you don't want to use it and then realize you're going to basically land in the middle of the enemy team. Let's say if you're, the friendly team has disengaged or something. So just something to keep in mind. Alright, so we were in the range of that pufferfish. Alright, so we're just going to throw out our Hammerang here. We want to be careful. We don't want to overuse our abilities and run out of mana. Alright, we did manage. I'm going to body block for Artenis here. He should be able to get out of that really quick. Alright, so we did manage to get down Kerrigan, and we have lost already. Oh, that was a terrible aim on our on my ability, on my Q ability. So, as you can see, we're just focusing on getting XP right now. Oh wow, he pressed that just in time. I just targeted him with my W ability. So I'm gonna actually come back here and, well, the objective is not gonna be up for probably another, I think, minute. Alright, so I thought Kerrigan was coming down here, so we're gonna just push back here. It looks like they're oh wow, alright, so we're gonna fall back here. There's no need to engage in this fight, and I'm gonna pick up some health and mana here. So we are just gonna see if we can, we are actually out of the Immortals. Actually, I didn't realize the Immortals are already, so I'm gonna tell them I'm coming here. Gonna defend, I'm guessing, first. Alright, we did manage to take down Kerrigan there with the help of Jaina and my Q, my W. Alright, so it looks like we should be able to zone. Oh, we don't want to stand in that real quick. We did manage to get out Murky, and we should be able to focus ETC here pretty quick. So now I think is a time where we really should, you know what, we really should engage. Obviously, he's just going to be a nuisance. That's not a big deal to me. Oh crap, I did get out of that range. Are they still defending? Did we really lose everybody? Alright, so we're going to go with basic attacks, heal us, and that's going to basically give us ability to sustain. Wow. I have no more mana. Alright, so we are going to just hearth back here. Looks like Jaina has died 3 times already, so unfortunate, but that's, that happens. We're going to pick up some mana and then quickly get back into the range here. Looks like actually they are swapping positions, so I don't really want to land, unsuspectingly somewhere where I shouldn't be. Alright, so it looks like ours is here, so I'm just going to keep here and just going to focus the Immortal here. Looks like the enemy team is going to, our friendly team is going to engage on the Immortal on the defensive side, but we really need to do some damage here, and I'm just going to focus on here, because if they're distracted, then we might be able to do some meaningful damage here. With my W ability, I can do a ton of damage. We just have to be careful with our position. We don't want to get blasted by that. So yeah, we're doing some meaningful damage on this thing, so hopefully we can get this down and before they notice. Alright, so we're going to just keep doing our thing here. Hopefully with the help of Jaina here, we might be able to get this down, bursted before the enemy team. Looks like Kerrigan just went down on the enemy team side, and I think we actually might be able to focus this down really quick. Perfect. Alright, so I'm going to hearth back, pick up the mana, and then going to actually push with the... since I haven't used my Z ability, I'm going to zone up here. We have a Murky on our side. Awesome. I love Murkies on our team because they can really do well in split pushing, especially in the early level. So we are going to just come up here and help help with the Immortal push, and we are going to see. Let's see if we can zone Kerrigan here out. Oh, she's totally dead. Yeah, that was a great grab. Who was this? Somebody grab her? Oh, Artenis swapped positions with her, so that was a great thing by Artenis here. So I'm gonna just focus on the. We're gonna go with first aid. That's just gonna give us a little bit of sustain in the field. I find myself like I die pretty easily sometimes with Falstad if I'm. All right, I am totally being body blocked here. Let's see if we can get the kill on Jaina here. We're gonna use our our first aid to get some. All right, so we're gonna back out of here. There's no reason to stay here at all. Alright, I'm just decreasing visibility here, and I'm going to come down here and help Artenis. Oh crap. Just going to reposition myself here. Looks like Kerrigan is coming in on Artenis. We should be able to do some meaningful... Actually, let's just get rid of Murky here. Actually, we didn't need to use... I was going to use my W ability on Murky, but it looks like Murky died before I used it, so... Good for us. Alright, so let's go down and see if we can get the team to help us pick up this bruiser camp over here. Fortunately, I'm slow as hell, and there's really not much I can do. Alright, so we're going to focus down this bruiser camp here, see if we can get this pushing as well. Really, normally when you are doing any kind of map, the normal pattern, so to speak, if you want to call it that, is soak, objectives, camps, soak, objectives, camp, etc. It's just gonna give you the ability to, if you get that into the kind of pattern, you can do some meaningful damage on all sorts of things. So just got to be careful here. We've got Jane on our side. Probably the enemy team is probably getting the camp as we speak. Yep, and we just have to be careful. We did reach level 10. They don't have level 10. So while it would be great to engage on a team in a team fight right now, but looks like the Immortals are. How am I going to be risky and ballsy? We should be able to take this actually pretty quick. Let's disengage pretty quick here, and we're going to. Actually, I'm going to just fly out here straight away and land right into that stun, of course. I have no more mana, so hopefully this should be interesting. I'm going to try and save it so that I use it for my W ability just like that, because that's what does the most damage. And looks like the friendly team is going to engage on them. I'm just going to stick here and do some damage, meaningful damage on this bad boy here. And unfortunately I am running out of mana, which is unfortunate. I would really like to see if we can focus this down and... Oh, okay. I am going to see. So my ability is, I'm actually gonna, crap. I'm gonna Hearth, and with my Z, I'm gonna be able to re-engage pretty quickly. I need mana, otherwise I'm gonna be useless to the team. So looks like the Immortal is on the far end, but that's all right. It's once we get within a certain distance, we're gonna just fly out there. So as you can see, we're flying out there and follow ourselves in the air. Perfect timing. We're going to use that on Nova, not Nova, but Kerrigan. Damn, I walked right into that. That sucks. Alright, so we need to disengage as soon as we can. Looks like with the ETC, we are going to fall here. Alright, so unfortunately we're up 3 levels, which is great, but unfortunately we did suffer our first death. We are going to go... Do we want to go? Basically, I'm going to deal. Let's see. Who do we have on the? We have an ETC, which is bulky. Everybody else is not so much. So let's go. Each subsequent organic shield equal to 5% after last 4 seconds. Let's go with static shield. It's going to give us the ability to get some shields. It looks like we did actually manage to pick up the Immortal. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna just Hearth over here somewhere. I'm not sure actually where I'm going to be landing. I didn't realize. Alright, so I'm going to come in here and see if we can push with the Immortal. There's absolutely no... crap. You know what? I do want to be careful with my position. Alright, we should be able to kick Vala here. Oh, no! I'm going to use my first aid and see if I can... Oh, what a waste. RTC went down before I was able to get that off, so that's alright. We do have our barrel if we need to disengage, although the enemy team, the majority of the enemy team is dead, so actually we need to kill this. Looks like Marky is vulnerable now. We're going to see if we can break this down really quick here. It's focusing us, so we just have to be careful. And we're going to see if we can throw back our boomerang to slow everybody down. Oh, we need to back away, we need to back away. We have no heals. We have no heals, and unfortunately our barrel roll is... Alright, so we do have 20% increased movement speed because we haven't taken any attacks. Murky is going to fall for us if we need to. I am actually just going to Hearth at this point. There's no reason to engage. Raynor, why would you re-engage, dude? Alright, so... Raynor, why did you re-engage? Murky dying is no big deal. Looks like he really wanted to save Murky's butt. But like I said, one of the great things about having Murky on your side is that if he can distract people, it's great at you getting away. He'll do all the distraction, and then you guys can, you know, get away, so to speak. There was absolutely no reason for Raynor to have re-engaged there. Murky dying counts as one death, and so let's see if we can do some damage because they're obviously chasing Murky here. Let's see if we can focus down. We should be able to kill Carrigan here pretty quick, no problem. Alright, so we did manage to pick out ETC. I was going to use my ability, but realized this is probably not worth it. We're going to go with Hammer Time, which is basically we're going to slow them for 0.75 seconds every time we use our Hammerang on somebody. It's going to only for 0.75 seconds, but it's good enough. Believe me, it can make a whole lot of difference when you're just, you know, trying to either engage with somebody or just stop them from running away from you. So just something to keep in mind. I like to take it, but it's you know, obviously depending on the situation. Right, so it's going left, right, left, right, left, right. All right. We're gonna pop our W and make sure we're doing increased damage on this. We're gonna reposition ourselves here. We don't want to be the first person that people see when they come and engage. And it looks like we're gonna be able to move out of that thing. Oh crap! First aid. Man, damn it. Very well placed ETC ability there, but with the help of Murky, we should be able to take this down. No problem whatsoever. Raynor needs to be careful. He doesn't need to die here. Although ETC should... Oh, come on! Nope. We did manage to capture the Immortal, so that's good. It's going to be pushing the top lane, which is the weaker side. One thing to keep in mind is the Immortal will always choose the weaker side. Wow, we lost the entire team. That's all right, and they managed to catch up on levels. One thing, so the two things. One thing I was going to say is, obviously, this Immortal will always choose the weaker side, so just keep that in mind when you are deciding which way to go. And the weaker side meaning the less destroyed side, I should say. So no, I'm sorry, not the weaker side, but the stronger side. And then two is, crap, what was I going to say with my two? The mechanics of when you're down. So when you are down, like as you can see, we were up at one point. We were up 3 levels. As you can see, as you can tell, I'm not using my Z ability because I don't want to re-engage by myself. So I'm just going to kind of trickle in with the rest of the team. One thing you want to know is that there is a mechanism in here that basically supports the losing team. If you are down, every kill that you get actually gives you more XP than normally would. Just again, like I said, it's to give the underdog or the losing team the ability to kind of make it come back into team fights in the game and the game in general. Otherwise, you can build up a lead pretty quick, and it's kind of be very difficult for the enemy team to kind of come back into it. So, all right. So Murky's pushing bottom, which is what he should be doing. He really doesn't always necessarily need to be with us. It's going to basically cause a nuisance and distraction. Really depends on the team and how they are able to handle themselves. I would say we have been done a decent job of being able to you know, do 4-on-4 fights, and as well, that's the other thing, is that you have to keep in mind that the oh crap, I'm going to disengage. There's absolutely no reason to engage here. Jaina just used her ult, so that's good. Looks like we do have... Is that the real one? No, that's the way the real one. I have never even noticed. Why? Where am I going? Should be able to get 2 kills there with our ultimate, which we did. And we should be able to pop our 1, get some healing off. Jaina, don't die. No, I was trying to get you to survive, but that didn't work out. Alright, so Jaina did manage to die. We actually should be able to push this turret here real quick, and I think we should get this camp here really quick. Yeah, they're down for another 20 seconds, so we should be able to get this camp and then go get the Immortals real quick. Although I didn't realize the mortals were coming up so quick. I'm not going to answer that question because I think she's definitely died more than she needs to. Alright, so they're up in 11 seconds. We just have to be careful. We need to focus down real quick. Alright, reposition. We've done a good job of not being landing. I don't want to be on that side because they're going to re-engage. And I don't want to be the first person they see. We're going to go with Nexus Frenzy. Step out of that. Which is going to basically increase the attack speed and attack range of our abilities. Oh, we need to stand out of that. Alright, so this is being repositioned. We have done all damage. They have done no damage. Hopefully it's on the top or the right. Alright, top. So our range is incredible. So look at how far we can be when we can engage. So get out of my way. Alright, so we're just going to pop our ability here and get out and just make sure we don't get hit. And alright, so it looks like we're doing well. We should be able to burst this down really quick here. Looks like the enemy team has not engaged us. Actually, what am I talking about? 3 of them are already down. And I would say that's obviously attributable to the 2-level advantage. So the Immortal is going to go from the bottom. I don't think it matters which way it chooses because pretty much every single turret and structure is down and the only thing left is the core. So this should be a good game. I would be strongly surprised if it's not. I'm just going to take this wall down and we should be able to push with the Immortal here pretty quick. Looks like the enemy Mercury is somewhere around here lurking, but we don't care about him. And we are going to just see if we can... oh, damn it. I don't want to be the one that's taking... I actually moved in a little too early or moved too late. So we're just going to focus this here. We should be able to do some meaningful damage. Alright, there we go. That's a good game. Alright, so that was a good game overall. Ooh, Raynor almost went down there. Let's just say GG to the team. Overall, decent. I think we did well. I don't even remember if we died once. We did die once on the ETC stun that basically took everybody out pretty much. Falstad's very important with positioning. You cannot mount up and run away, so you need to be able to be already far away enough so that you can use your barrel roll, disengage, and then potentially use your Z to get out of the places. But overall, you just have to be careful with position. Actually, we died 2 times. Never mind. All right, well, that was a lot of kills, 34 kills. And I guess I wasn't involved in a lot of those kills. Oh, that was because there was that one time when the first, I think, what do you call it, the Immortal came out. I was pretty much focusing on the Immortal rather than on the team fights. So, but we did well overall. This build is the build I like to go with. Just in general, it gives a lot of sustain. It takes away some of the, if you're not very good or if you make a mistake, it won't cost you. It'll help you stay in the fight longer because of the vampiric assault, which is going to heal you, and because of your first aid, which is going to give you some more heals. Hinterblend is just a damage dealing ability that does a ton of damage in a straight line shot to a lot of people. This is just giving us a shield. Again, this is I would choose these talents if you're like new to Falstad or if you're not very good with Falstad and you just want to give your ability to stay out in the field a little bit longer. So anyway, that's Falstad for you. Hopefully you got a good idea of how it works. And if you have another build that you usually like to use, let me know what your build is in the comments, or if you think that I should have done something differently, also let me know. If you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and do so, and we'll see you on the Nexus. All right, take it easy. Thanks. Bye.